In this video, we're looking at InTASC Standard 7, Planning for Instruction. And this one is the Teacher's Design Studio. Here's the key statement. The teacher plans instruction that supports every student in meeting rigorous learning goals by drawing upon knowledge of content areas, curriculum, cross-disciplinary skills, and pedagogy, as well as knowledge of learners and the community context. So what's this really about? It's about designing intentional, responsive learning experiences where you bring together what you know about content, students, and the world to shape something new. It's the moment where understanding becomes design. And that makes this standard a perfect place to explore through our theory of understanding. Let's think of planning as embodied design. Once again, allow me to remind you that understanding isn't abstract, it's embodied. That means when we plan for instruction, we're working with form. What shape does this learning take? We're working with material. What are the students bringing? Such knowledge, culture, needs. Purpose, why are we learning this? What does it open up? Function, how does the lesson help students engage and transform? And we have affordance. What possibilities does this learning invite? Planning becomes a kind of choreography. You're arranging time, space, relationships, and content to invite students into meaningful, embodied experiences of learning. Let's break it down. We have performance. A teacher who lives out Standard 7 creates plans that are both rigorous and flexible, designed to meet diverse learner needs. They incorporate student backgrounds, interests, and prior knowledge into lesson design. They align instruction with standards, goals, and developmental levels. They design sequenced experiences that build understanding over time. I'd say you're crafting a pathway for understanding. You're setting up moments where students can feel something click, stretch, or shift. That's embodied planning. We have essential knowledge. To plan well, you need to know the developmental pathways of your learners. You need to know how to scaffold complex ideas, breaking them down without watering them down. You need to know how to connect concepts across disciplines, making learning more integrated. You need to know the community context, what matters to your students, their families, and their lived environments. This is where you're gathering your materials, both conceptual and human, and asking, what can I build from these? How do these fit together? And we have critical dispositions. And here's the mindset behind the planning. You believe that all students can engage deeply if given the right entry points. You value reflection on what worked, what didn't, and what needs to change. You're open to co-creating learning pathways with students, not just for them. You're committed to designing instruction that feels relevant, challenging, and inclusive. This is about staying attuned to the emergent form of learning, being willing to adjust as new affordances arise. So, final thoughts. What's the heart of Standard 7? Teaching is a design process, and great planning isn't about control. It's about creating the right conditions for understanding to unfold. Ask yourself, who are my learners, and what are they bringing? What's the form of the learning I'm designing? What does this plan afford students in terms of thinking, connection, or transformation? When we plan with this kind of embodied responsive thinking, we're not just covering content. We're sculpting experiences that help students become more fully themselves.